And in Philadelphia now, nobody really knows what's going to happen with Ben Simmons. I don't mean regarding a trade. I mean, is he going to play for the Sixers? If Doc Rivers today, Rob, even said, well, I hope he plays, but you never know. Like, Doc doesn't know. And the question is, is he coming there to play? And maybe, even if it's to up his trade value, is he going to play and play his best?
Or is he just coming there to make sure he gets paid?
Yep, and he comes down with back
once they held that $8 million payment, Chris, he sure showed up quick, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And he had a physical and passed it with a clean bill of health.
I do have breaking news, though. He did take his COVID shot, and yes, it did miss. Sorry.
I knew Craig Melvin would laugh at that.
I stole that from the internet. That's not original. I stole it.
I think you steal all your material.
No, I don't, Chris. I
haven't heard anything original.
What are you talking about? I'm witty. That one wasn't bad though, was it?
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, all right.
I'm witty.
I'm witty.
No, but
I'm a woman.
And then Rob, the other option is, does he come there to act up? That's not his personality. He might want to do it, but that's just not in him. Yeah, I don't think that's.
I just don't. I don't see that. Like, you're right. I could see some guys doing that, but I can't see him. I don't. He's so mild mannered. Really,
right?
Come there,
right.
And make
well, he definitely can't do a Jimmy Butler and just go out there and school everybody in practice.
Right.
He definitely can't do that. But you know what's interesting? There was a report in Bleacher Report today, Rob, saying that when they met in L.A. at Rich Paul's house, Doc Rivers, Daryl Morey, the owner Josh Harris, Elton Brand, I think, was there, and Ben and Rich Paul, that Doc actually cursed at Ben. I guess they were talking about, him having to show up or whatever. The story said Doc shouted at Ben, "It's in your effing contract." Now, did he shout? My guess, Rob, is that he just said it. Maybe a little bit exasperated. I doubt that Doc shouted that in Ben's face.
I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to tell. I mean, right. Obviously it wasn't that bad that he, didn't show up in Philadelphia because he showed up.
He didn't want to, but yeah,
right.
Yeah. But
I'm just saying it couldn't have been. Yeah, I mean, right. I don't know of what vein it was. You're probably right. Not as you know.
Right,
it's even when you text somebody, Chris. Like, sometimes people get it misconstrued, right? Because you don't know, right. Like what
they
you
mean.
Say? Yeah, what was that? What?
Exactly.
You talking to me?
So this article went on, Rob, to say that Doc Rivers has never really been able to get through in terms of having a good relationship with Ben Simmons. And I think the irony there, Rob, is that that's what Doc has been known for, right? The player whisperer.
Well, I mean, he played in the league. He's had success. He's won a championship. There's a lot of things to like about Doc Rivers. I mean,
right. And he had issues with the Clippers.
Right.
A lot of players left there and were critical of Doc. I had some on my old podcast, In the Zone. It was like every player that played for him had something negative to say about him. Big Baby, Jared Dudley, Kenyon Martin. But, there were issues with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, and now in Philly, Doc's got, and I don't know if, it's not his fault if he can't, but he's got to try, like, he's got to get through to these guys and to Ben, at least to get Ben to play well until he's traded. Like, if I'm the Sixers, Rob, I'm making Ben Simmons play. I'm like, Ben, if you're here, you're playing. You passed the physical. I guess there's ways you can fake it, Rob. But if I'm the Sixers, I want Ben Simmons to play.
Oh, no.
If you're going to get paid, you're going to play if you're able.
Right. If you're going to play, right. You're not going to sit on the side. We're not doing that. If you refuse to go into the game or whatever, or take part,
right.
That's insubordination. And that's grounds to be suspended, Chris, without pay. So I'm not with that.
So, Rob, sticking with the NBA, as you were watching the hockey game, was it the Kraken you were watching?
No. The Rangers and the Capitals. That's the first game. I think the Krakens are the second game. The Kraken.
I was watching the Lakers and the Warriors replay of that exhibition game preseason last night. The Warriors,
that monstrosity? Go ahead.
Yeah. I had it on. The Warriors without Steph, Clay, Draymond, James Wiseman, and one more player beat the Lakers 111-99. LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook all played, and they played substantial minutes. Carmelo played as well. Carmelo played 25 minutes. Anthony Davis played 30. LeBron played 26. And Westbrook played 28. And it was a mishmash. All right, there's no doubt about it. It was kind of a lot of one-on-one. Carmelo didn't get – every time he got the ball, he basically threw it up. He was 4 for 12.
So he's in midseason form.
He was putting it up like he thought he was the old Melo. There's no doubt about that. Getting it, jab, step, go up with the mid-range jumper. LeBron played well, though he had 6 turnovers. He had 17.6 boards,
a lot of
6
turnovers.
Westbrook, have you been following him, Rob? He had 15 turnovers in his first 2 exhibition games.
Which is ridiculous.
15 had 9 in one game. Now, LeBron seemed to have a calming factor on Russ because Russ had 10 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and only 5 turnovers in 28 minutes. And LeBron was bringing the ball up a good amount, which I like to see. Rob, LeBron has to be the ultimate decision maker on this team. It's just clear. Russ, as great and historic as he is, he's not going to be, he doesn't make the best decisions. It's just as simple as that. And you're seeing it. I know it's preseason. I don't want to jump to too many conclusions, but I felt this way long before they started playing games together.
Right.
That Russ can't be the primary decision maker. So when they say he's the point guard, I mean, just watching the exhibition game, it was like LeBron brought it up sometimes, Russ brought it up sometimes. It's going to be kind of like it always has been with LeBron's teams. The thing is, Rob, and the Lakers are really big. And Anthony Davis posted up a little bit. Dwight Howard definitely plays inside, but they don't really post him and go to him in there. But Anthony Davis also was floating around the three-point line. There were a lot of sets where they were all out around the three-point line. And I'm like, what's the purpose in being big, 7 feet, if you're not going to use your size? If I was an opponent, Rob, of the Lakers, I am backing in the paint and I am giving them the three-point shot. This looks like their starting 5. At least it was last night. Russell Westbrook, Kent Bazemore, who I like, LeBron, AD, and Melo. Of those 2, the only ones I'm really guarding at the 3, Bazemore and a little bit of Melo. If LeBron, I'm giving LeBron 6 feet. I'm serious.
No, you'll let him shoot that. Right.
15 feet.
Right.
I mean, that's an exaggeration.
I know what you mean. Yes, those guys can shoot all day. You want to shoot from out there, I'll live and die with that shot.
Because LeBron and AD and Russ will kill you in the paint. They'll kill you in the paint. And so if I'm going old school defense, nothing in the paint, we're forcing you to shoot the 3, and I'm betting, Rob, that they're not going to hit enough of them to beat us.
Right. No, I get it. It will be interesting. So if Trevor Ariza wasn't hurt, wasn't he scheduled to be a starter, Chris, or no?
I don't know. I mean,
I thought he was.
Maybe above Melo. Melo's got used to coming off the bench. I think it was, maybe he was slated in there, but I think it was probably up for grabs. He's old too. He's what, 36?
I know they're all old.
Yeah.
Rob G, you feeling good about the Lakers? It's going to be a work in
progress.
Rob G, how you feeling? It's just a preseason. You're not worried?
I think that the integration of Russell Westbrook is going to take a lot longer than we all thought. I thought even in the beginning it was going to be like, all right, Russ is going to be Russ, and then LeBron will work his way around it as the season goes on. But right now, Russ being Russ is not working because everybody's a new player. So there's no chemistry. He's throwing it to places where the guy's not at. You know, he doesn't understand the spacing of their team. All of these guys know each other yet. So I think you're going to see a slow start.
No, you're right. They made wholesale changes.
So you're really that impacted by what's happened in this preseason.
No, I still think when, you know, the dust settles, they'll be there at the end. But in the beginning, it's not going to look good. It's going to be bad. You're going to see a lot of, you know, the Heatles when they started 9-8 start the season.
It took them a long time.
That people didn't like
and
it.
even when they got to the finals, I mean, they still were playing a lot of your turn, my turn.
Right. And so with the difference with Westbrook versus when it was just LeBron and AD is it's almost easier when it's like, hey, we're LeBron-centric, and these other guys are just shooters. You guys just stand in the corners. LeBron and AD are the only ones who really run stuff for.
And then
they'll give you the ball when you're open.
And the guys they have now don't play like that. Like Westbrook definitely doesn't. Kendrick Nunn doesn't play like that.
Melo doesn't
play like that. So it's going to take I think longer than even most Laker fans hope for.
It's going to be interesting to see how they do this. I mean, they've built a team that's almost old school. They're big. They could pound you inside. But like I said, I'm looking at the AD. They had him, again, he was inside some. I don't want to, misconstrue what was going on, and then against a zone, they had him in the middle of the paint, flashing and stuff like that, which is good. But they can't shoot it that well. And so, again, I don't know why they would play 5 out. Obviously, you wanted to open up the lane, but if I'm an opponent and you're playing 5 out, I'm letting you shoot those threes. So